Research shows that young people leaving out-of-home care generally fare more poorly than other young people of their own age in the general population. They're less likely to have completed school, to have somewhere safe, stable and secure to live. They're more likely to rely on government income support, to be in marginal employment and to have difficulties in making ends meet. We might assume that young people have support because they're entitled to welfare benefits. However, their adverse circumstances and the limited support available to them leave them having to cope with a number of major changes in their lives in a shorter period of time and at a younger age than their more advantaged peers. For this reason, the Rotary Club of Sydney and Wesley Mission have joined together to launch Wesley Take Charge of Your Life pilot programme, which will enable them to fulfil the gaps that currently exist and provide young people with the tools to successfully transition from living in care to living independently.
My name is Nigel Lindsay. I'm the Executive Manager and Principal Officer for Wesley Dalmar. A range of programs and services fall under my responsibility. We've got out-of-home care, so foster care, residential care, Good Aunties and Uncles project, but in total we're caring for just over 670 children and young people. The care system caters really well for children up to the age of 18. Once their order expires, there's a whole lot of opportunities that aren't open to them. They're often out on their own, often trying to find places to live, often trying to find some barriers to employment, and often haven't got a lack of appropriate relationships where they can fall back on. If it was your own children, they come back and talk to you. But for children in care, they should have at least those sorts of options that we've got.
I was removed when I was 5 years of age with my siblings. It was horrendous, being removed from your birth family. Not understanding at the time is obviously going to be very traumatic. I was actually restored to my birth mother 3 times. All of those restorations unfortunately failed, which made us then go into long-term care. I never learnt how to trust. I never learnt how to build relationships. I didn't know how to have, conversations, build relationships, maintain relationships. I had no conflict resolution skills or anything like that. I was just a very, very damaged little girl. I left my last foster family when I was around 18, 19, so I just finished my HSC, and it was basically just a relationship breakdown. The financial struggle was hard. I think that's one of the main burdens on young people. This financial stress and financial pressure that you don't expect will come of you, and suddenly you're responsible for every single thing in your life financially. And if you're trying to work, study, look for work, it's extremely difficult. And I didn't have the parents or the foster family that I could go back to and borrow money. So I had to do everything just for myself and just try to make ends meet. And it did mean going without a lot of things as well.
The statistics tell us quite clearly, children as they leave the care system don't do so well. We're talking 35% of children and young people are actually homeless once they leave the care system come 18. 65% of children and young people actually don't even finish their HSC. And again, 29% of children and young people are actually unemployed, compared to the national average of around 10%.
Wesley Take Charge of Your Life would have been amazing back then, because it really would have equipped me with the skills that I needed to transition to a successful, adulthood, and not only just on a basic life skill level, the relationship, the coaching, the emotional coaching, learning how to have successful relationships. So I think it would have been fantastic back then. It's a pity that it wasn't around then.
Wesley Take Charge of Your Life project really is about the young people and their potential. But to do that, we've got to actually invest in such simple things as basic living skills. We're talking budgeting, we're talking cooking, we're talking cleaning, we're talking how to gain accommodation, how to maintain that accommodation, how to build relationships, how to look for a job, how to write a resume. Basic life skills are the building block for everywhere we'll go further with that project. As a parent, we all know that we invest in our own children. We'll invest in them for a lifelong commitment. That should be no different to the children and young people that exit the care system. We've got a duty of care as an organisation and as a community to actually build on that investment. They're worth it.
Like every young person leaving home, those who are leaving out-of-home care also need help and guidance so that they can learn to take charge of their life. I know the members of Rotary Club of Sydney are showing their support and commitment to the Wesley Take Charge of Your Life pilot programme. And those young people in this programme will be helped so that they too can gain the confidence that they need to successfully live independently. Join us in doing all the good we can, because every life matters.